How will you feel if after applying for a job, you check your inbox and you get a mail from the HR of the company you applied to, asking you if you can come for a physical interview on a certain day or choose a day for a virtual interview? I can tell that you'll be very delighted and happy as you now have the opportunity to sell yourself to the interviewers. But the reverse is the case when you don't get a call or a mail. It can be very depressing. On this episode, I will share with you 5 things you may not be doing right and you need to change. My name is Oluwapelumi Awe. I'm a master of ceremonies, TV host, and a voiceover artist. Welcome to my channel. The first thing you may not be doing right is that you have a funny email address. sexychooks@gmail.com, cutetina@gmail.com, machomoses@gmail.com. If this sounds like your kind of email address, this may be the reason you have been ignored by top companies, as this is the first thing most HR personnel see when people apply. You should use your first name and your surname instead. For example, oluwapelumiawe@gmail.com or aweoluwapelumi@gmail.com. Simple and clean. Number 2, you have been titling your mail poorly. The subject of the mail is the second thing the HR of the company sees when your application comes in. It has to be punchy, precise, and concise. Simple example: applying for the role of a program manager or applying for the role of an accountant. Number 3, you always leave the body of the mail blank or just a few words, like find below the CV you said I should send. I made a video about how to put together good cover letter. You should check the link in the description of this particular video. Number 4, some people forget to add their CV. This sounds funny and ridiculous, but it happens. So what should you do? Before you send any application, make sure to add and attach your CV to that mail. And before you click send, do well to confirm that you have attached it and it has attached successfully. Please don't forget this. Number 5, poorly named CV. I've seen some CVs named with digits, some named with alphabets that don't align. You want to use your name as the title of the document. For example, Oluwapelumi's CV or Oluwapelumi Awe's CV. That's clean. These are the top 5 things you may have been doing the wrong way and you need to change from today. There are more videos coming and you can subscribe so that you can get notified every time I post a video like this. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching and let me know what you learned in the comments. How will you feel if after applying for a job, you check your inbox and you get a mail from the HR of the company you applied to, asking you if you can come for a physical interview on a certain day or choose a day for a virtual interview? I can tell that you'll be very delighted and happy as you now have the opportunity to sell yourself to the interviewers. But the reverse is the case when you don't get a call or a mail. It can be very depressing. On this episode, I will share with you 5 things you may not be doing right and you need to change. My name is Oluwapelumi Awe. I'm a master of ceremonies, TV host, and a voiceover artist. Welcome to my channel. The first thing you may not be doing right is that you have a funny email address. sexychooks@gmail.com, cutetina@gmail.com, machomoses@gmail.com. If this sounds like your kind of email address, this may be the reason you have been ignored by top companies, as this is the first thing most HR personnel see when people apply. You should use your first name and your surname instead. For example, oluwapelumiawe@gmail.com or aweoluwapelumi@gmail.com. Simple and clean. Number 2, you have been titling your mail poorly. The subject of the mail is the second thing the HR of the company sees when your application comes in. It has to be punchy, precise, and concise. Simple example: applying for the role of a program manager or applying for the role of an accountant. Number 3, you always leave the body of the mail blank or just a few words, like find below the CV you said I should send. I made a video about how to put together good cover letter. You should check the link in the description of this particular video. Number 4, some people forget to add their CV. This sounds funny and ridiculous, but it happens. So what should you do? Before you send any application, make sure to add and attach your CV to that mail. And before you click send, do well to confirm that you have attached it and it has attached successfully. Please don't forget this. Number 5, poorly named CV. I've seen some CVs named with digits, some named with alphabets that don't align. You want to use your name as a title of the document. For example, Oluwapelumi's CV or Oluwapelumi Awe's CV. That's clean. These are the top 5 things you may have been doing the wrong way and you need to change from today. There are more videos coming, and you can subscribe so that you can get notified every time I post a video like this. I hope you enjoyed this. Day for a virtual interview. I can tell that you'll be very delighted and happy as you now have the opportunity to sell yourself to the interviewers. But the reverse is the case when you don't get a call or a mail. It can be very depressing. On this episode, I will share with you 5 things you may not be doing right and you need to change. My name is Oluwapelumi Awe. I'm a master of ceremonies, TV host, and a voiceover artist. Welcome to my channel. The first thing you may not be doing right is that you have a phony email address. sexychooks@gmail.com, cutetina@gmail.com, machomoses@gmail.com. If this sounds like your kind of email address, this may be the reason you have been ignored by top companies, as this is the first thing most HR personnel see when people apply. You should use your first name and your surname instead. For example, oluwapelumiawe@gmail.com or aweoluwapelumi@gmail.com. Simple and clean. Number 2, you have been titling your mail poorly. The subject of the mail is the second thing the HR of the company sees when your application comes in. It has to be punchy, precise, and concise. Simple example: applying for the role of a program manager or applying for the role of an accountant. Number 3, you always leave the body of the mail blank or just a few words, like find below the CV you said I should send. I made a video about how to put together good cover letter. You should check the link in the description of this particular video. Number 4, some people forget to add their CV. This sounds funny and ridiculous, but it happens. So what should you do? Before you send any application, make sure to add and attach your CV to that mail. And before you click send, do well to confirm that you have attached it and it has attached successfully. Please don't forget this. Number 5, poorly named CV. I've seen some CVs named with digits, some named with alphabets that don't align. You want to use your name as a title of the document. For example, Oluwapelumi's CV or Oluwapelumi Awe's CV. That's clean. These are the top 5 things you may have been doing the wrong way and you need to change from today. There are more videos coming, and you can subscribe so that you can get notified every time I post a video like this. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you learned in the comments. Everyone, good evening, good evening, good evening. Trust you can hear me loud and clear. I want to know in the comments if you can hear me loud and clear tonight. I'm glad you all tuned in. I see MC Tallest there. Thank you for joining. I see Siri Manuel. Thank you for joining. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the comments. Just let me know if you can hear me in the comments so that
I am sure that you can hear me. Messi, how are you this evening? Are you can you hear me, Messi?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Awesome. Awesome. Kelechi can hear me. Thank you all for joining tonight. My name is Oluwak Pelumi, where I'm a master of ceremonies and a voice of artist, plus an author and many things. I'm also the lead at Get Hired Now, a platform where we help people get jobs. We help people. Thank you very much, MC Toles. I see you there. Thank you for joining. All right then. So we help people get jobs. We connect them to the people who can actually get them the jobs of their dreams. In fact, at some point on the page, I had to banish people posting jobs that are below 100K because I know that somebody who has gone to school deserves to get a better job than just getting maybe 40,000 naira, 50,000 naira. I haven't spent 4 years in school. So we have a platform that affords for people to learn, to bond, to connect, and to do bigger and mighty things. And tonight we are starting the Sell Yourself series. I'm looking for the clap effect on my system right now, and I can find it. This is the first edition of Sell Yourself series where I'll be interviewing people from now to the end of the year. And at some point, we're gonna be putting this on TV. It's going to be going on TV soon, where some of the things we are doing now, some of these episodes are going to be compiled together and are going to be sent to a TV station to promote. And you cannot tell, you can't tell how many persons would get to see we get to see the video of these people and get to engage them to do works for them. And that's why I told the guys who are going to be interviewed that I see your applause there, MC Tolles. Thank you. I told the guys they're going to be interviewed that this is something that I see going out of what they even imagine themselves. Because if you sell yourself right here, it will count for you in many places than you can imagine. And so I welcome you all here tonight to this Sell Yourself series, the first edition. I call it the first episode of Sell Yourself series. And it's good to start with a lady this time around. Like I said in the post I made online, that it will be for a lady who is a social media manager. She will be asked some questions. Please remember that the questions she'll be answering here today are questions that she has not been pre-informed. So it's not like a scripted thing we are coming to act movie here. We're going to be asking her questions from what she's going to say here. And then you also, the beauty about Sell Yourself series is that you also are one of the interviewers, meaning that you can ask your question in the comments and she would respond to them. Amazing. You can ask your question in the comments. I will read them to her and she will respond live on this call. The intention is that after this particular session or after every series, we're going to send the link to this video to everyone, every brand manager, every business owner out there. I will share it on my platform to everybody who I know needs a social media manager to engage with people. So after every session, the videos will be sent to everyone within my contact that I believe need the service of the people that will be interviewed. And that's the reason we're having this session at this time. Now, permit me to introduce to you and bring on stage already Messi. Messi, good evening. How are you doing? Messi, good evening. How are you doing? You're mute. You're mute. Do you know that?
Good evening, Mr. Pelumi. I'm doing very great.
I like this your eyeglass. Now, now, wow. Now, all right. You are truly ready to sell yourself. Okay, so let's go right in. Messi, would you start by telling everyone on this call right now about yourself?
Okay, my name is Ufuma Messi Damkuli. I go by Messi. I'm an undergraduate student of the National Open University of Nigeria, currently studying computer science. I'm a budding social media manager, content writer, and graphics designer. I also have experience in program management and customer service relations. So my drive for all these programs are strive for growth and excellence. And I also, my passion is to connect brands with their target customers and to impact them in innovative ways, impact people around me. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for that introduction. So let's talk about the part of you being a social media manager. Could you give us your background as to the reason what led to that? What led to you being a social media manager?
Yeah, so for quite some time after I finished my graphic design course, I found out that having good graphics and a good brand packaging doesn't mean you get customers to buy from you. And there are millions of people online who are willing to buy your product since it's that good, but you don't have a good representation of it online. So I was like, okay, why not learn something that will help my clients build their social media presence, giving them more drive, more sales drive, and more marketing.
Okay, but well, that's so thoughtful of you to see that gap and choose to want to fill it. Okay, now let's talk about you being. So, what are the skills you have? Let's say, what are the skills you have with regards to being a social media manager? I know that social media managing is not just one thing. You can have there are skills that you need to help yourself. I give you an instance. I'm a voiceover artist, for instance. I do that for a living. I'm also an MC. And part of what my work requires is that I'm able to do some recordings on my system. So I had to learn how to use Audacity. I learned how to use Adobe Audition. I learned how to use Canva. In fact, I put up something on my WhatsApp status yesterday with regards to a kind of rate card website that I did using Canva and all. So tell us what are the skills you have that have assisted you so far or that you use in carrying out your work as a social media manager.
Okay, so for one, do not take courses for granted because I try to keep up to date with how the algorithms of each social media platform works. That's social media management skills. And as I try to keep up to date with these courses, there are various courses online that you could go for. I just completed one Eco Digital training where they train you to manage social media platform. I use a lot of platforms in trying to manage social media pages. Currently familiar with YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, getting into Twitter. So content writing should be a base because you need to have the hook to actually pull your audience in. So content writing, good communication, and of course you have to connect with your clients to see what they really want to put out there. Then community engagement is not just about posting stuff there. You need to connect with your audience so that you are able to sell your idea to them. So all these skills have like greatly helped me on my social media management journey.
Okay, beautiful. You have someone in the comments, MC Tallest, hailing you there and applauding you as you were sharing your thoughts. That's good to know. What are the courses that the courses that you said you have taken that have assisted you so far? Because usually
Yeah.
sometimes people take courses just to get certificates. I was one of such persons. I was in that group one time where I would only take a course just so that I can get a certificate. And I wouldn't even read. I would just read through, scan through, go to the question, answer the questions, and then get to the end of it. But I found that as I grew older, that it doesn't really count for much. So tell us the courses you took that have equipped you for the assignments that you are on at the moment. Tell us about the courses one after the other and tell us why you think it's important that it was what led you to take the skills, what led you to enroll for that skill, and why you think it's important for your role as a social media manager.
Okay, so the first course or school I went for was EcoBeat Digital Tech for Women. So when I found the program and I'm like, why not use this opportunity to learn this skill that I've been looking for? It was actually a physical class. I had to go 5 times a week. It was a big sacrifice. I had to stop work and actually go to learn this. So in-person classes actually benefits me a lot because you have the tendency to be distracted if you're online. But in person, you and your mentor, you are there back to back. So that course actually built me in my content planning and creation and time management skills, especially when you have to work with more than one client since I'm a freelance social media manager. So the second course I actually took was Master in Social Media Management. This course helped me to learn how to build network. It taught me that building a social media page or a social media platform, you need to connect with other people. If you say you want to build it solely on your own with your own content and you're not trying to connect with other like-minded people, you would have a long and rough journey to go. So those are like the two most important courses I took in my journey as a social media management. I also took the third
Okay,
one. Yeah,
go
so I
on,
don't
go
know.
on.
Okay. So the third one is Mr. Obi's social media management course. More like a graphic design course, but combined with social media management. He's one of the top graphic designers in Nigeria currently. And this course was paid and it's online. So every evening I had to like sit down for 2 hours in the middle of the night and actually learn how to manage social media pages. Then I also did volunteer work for a lot of brands. So I felt like this built me a lot to manage social media pages.
Okay, thank you for reading out that. Can you take them one after the other again? You did graphic design course. Which other one did you do?
Social media management course and
Okay,
content
and which
creation.
other one? Content creation. Awesome. So I just because we have a lot of persons on the live stream now who are meaning to. I can guess the question in their mind is to ask you to do an example for us now in terms of what if you were to create a content. Let me see if I can get an image. So how do you generate? How do you create content? For how will you create the content for a lady who is into the cake business, for instance?
Mm. Any content or that has to do with food business has to be visually appealing. First of all, she would not use dull colors for either her brand logo or flyers. That will be the first step in creating a strong brand presence. Then setting up professional accounts, especially setting up your dashboard to fit a product. Because people don't realize it, they just set their social media accounts as personal and the algorithm doesn't push their product out. So having those two set down, you come to content creation. Many people use Canva, CapCut, and a lot of other video editing and photo editing apps to create visually good images. I mean, I'm talking about images with good qualities. So pictures of our products, a cake, for instance, that she's selling, videos of the cakes, and good captions that will draw people's attention. Yeah.
Okay, I want you to because I'm trying to figure out. I want you to do a practical online here. Okay, somebody is
Okay.
saying, "What is your advice for content delay in posting?" Could you make that clearer, MC Tallest? Just make that clearer in the comments so that I am clear as to what you mean by what is your advice for content delay in posting.
Mhm.
Okay, yes, but let me see. I'm trying to figure out. Just download a particular. Let me see. Now download an image of of a cake so that you are able to speak to it. Now you know there are different kind of content. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is the text, there is the image, there is the video. So which one can you do? Can you do all of it?
Yes, I can do all of it.
Okay. So I'm going to give you, let's say a client gives you this. Just stay on the call. And if you're just joining us, welcome. Thank you for joining. We do appreciate your presence here. I'm trying to seek for but I'm waiting for your questions in the comment. Just put them there. I would call them out to Mercy and she will respond to them. I promise you. I'm just going to check for something. I'll be playing music in the background whilst Messi is waiting for me to give her a test live on this show. This is still Serious F Series, the first episode, and I'm glad to be your host, Oluwa Kalubi. Where I feel like I'm on air, the radio station, but it's okay. We'll get it over with. So just stay there, guys. Music, yeah, cool. Okay, so I get the question. I get the question from Tolles now. He says that is it possible? Okay, just hold on a little. So is it possible? Let me see. Go back there. Go back there. Yes, is it compulsory for a content creator to post daily or weekly? Messi, yes. Go on and answer the question, please.
For me, I'd say it depends on the amount of impact or reach you want. You notice that accounts that post daily, sometimes twice daily, even if they are posting content that doesn't make sense, automatically the algorithm pushes them to more people since they are more visible to more people. So for brands, I'll suggest posting 2 to 3 times in a week and post visually appealing content. This will grow. This is called the cold approach, and it will actually grow your brand gently and for surely. But if you want the faster you want your speed of your reach to go, the more you should post. And you should post something that is, what will I call it? You should build a target. You should build a target. You should not post a color green today and you're posting color red tomorrow. You're confusing the algorithm. So you should keep to your brand image and your brand value, so to say. And the more you keep to this, the more you pave a way that will be easier for your content to flow to the world. I hope I answered your question.
Let's hope. Let's hope. Yeah. Now, for instance, MC tallest. I believe is an MC. Is an MC. And for an MC, what would you recommend? How frequently would you recommend an MC post? And what kind of content would you recommend that an MC should post on social media?
Woof. For an MC, you're basically going for shows, am I correct? To speak at events like Mr. Pelumi always. So I feel like you're depending on what type of MC you are in, maybe you're a comedian or you're a TEDx speaker, you should tailor your content according to what you're posting. I mean, it doesn't have a certain amount of time you should post in a week. You should just post regularly. If you are posting at Wednesdays by 9 o'clock, make sure you post at Wednesdays by 9 o'clock. The algorithm automatically knows that this person is posting. It will create more awareness for you. But if you post Wednesdays at 9 o'clock, then maybe you forgot you're posting Wednesdays at 12 o'clock. You're not going to get as much reach as you would normally get. And over time in your analytics,
Okay.
the
Okay.
system
But
is
what
going to
content is that? It says he's a comedian. Yeah. It says he's a comedian. It
oh,
says a
you're a
comedian as
comedian.
well. So what kind of content would you recommend? I don't think. Do you think text would work for a comedian, an image or video? And what would you suggest to him?
Okay. So for a comedian, I feel like videos work and images. If you are doing videos, that means you're doing short skits. If you're an upcoming comedian, make it short. Make the punchline so hard that anybody watching that video would have to like go back to watch it again. Somehow, if you're using images, instead of these memes, yeah, try to like push memes out, maybe as stories, as posts. And as you're posting on your page, post it as reels. Reels get more reach these days, especially when you're doing skits and comedy. Try to share to your friends and family too in the background that they support.
All right then. Okay, thank you very much, Messi, for answering that question. So I got something for you. You're going to speak about it. Maybe give a caption to it. It's on the screen
Mm.
already. Can you see my screen, please? Confirm, Messi.
Oh yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay. Yes, yes. So there's a lady there, this fair lady there, that has someone that has a lip painted red, and then it
Yeah.
has something on it. So let's see. What content can you generate from this? What's the best caption for this kind of image? Go on, please.
Yeah, so looking at this image very closely, the name of this brand will probably be Beauty Lips. Let's call this brand Beauty Lips since the focus is on lips. So, yeah, so the caption would be enhance your. Are they selling a product or should I just. Are they selling a service like the
Okay,
makeup Mr. Polymer?
just okay. In how many ways can you speak to this? In how many ways can you speak to this?
Okay, if they're selling a service, I'll be like enhance your femininity with beauty lips, makeup, glow. If they're selling a product, it'll be like it goes something like this. Unleash your feminine power with beauty lips, lip gloss, etc. etc. Yeah. Or if you want a longer caption to be something like, do you want to walk into a room and get the attention of everybody nearby? Get beauty lips products exclusively on discount now, and it goes like that.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. It sounds very, very nice. It's amazing how you were able to figure that out in the time that you did. We're going to be closing in a moment. In about 5 minutes or 10, we will be ending this interview with Messi, who is a social media manager. And she has, in the last couple of minutes, spoken to all of us, answered questions spontaneously as to you see that Kelechi is giving you thumbs up in the comments saying, wow, that's cool, Messi. All right, then, as to what she can do as a social media manager for your company, for your brand. Okay, you have a question from MC Tolles again saying, can you use this to market lipstick?
Yeah, of course. Totally. Why not? The image
Okay, so
itself.
if one were to do go on, talk to me.
Okay, I think the image itself, the first thing I'm noticing on the image is the lips because the image is so clear, and that's the first thing I say to brands. Please try to make sure whatever you are posting is high quality. There's a setting on every social media platform, and the setting is always turned off. But make sure that setting is turned on. If you go to your setting, go to your professional dashboard, you will see it there. Upload media at highest quality. Please turn it on because the algorithm always turns it off. If you turn it on, it enhances your product to the viewers.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me ask you now, Messi, how much would you, if you were to, can you work on a freelance basis, on a task and delivery basis, on a part-time basis, or you would prefer to work on a full-time basis? But I know you are still in school. Full-time basis may not work for you. But so what's your work schedule like? Go on.
Depending on the clients I'm working with. Yeah, so some of my clients pay me per hour. Yeah, that's more of graphic and content creation. Some pay me by tax. For each tax I complete, I get a certain pay. While some pay part time at the end of the month, though. Yeah, so
Okay. What I didn't ask you is what are the brands that you are most likely to consider in taking up a social media managing role? What are the What are the brands you consider first? Yeah, like your top
Okay.
four, your top five. Let's say your top five.
Okay. Any brand that has to do with food, I'm going to consider it because I can work with food. Then I'm also going to consider brands that impact people, especially build leadership skills in young people. Yeah, I'm going to NGOs. I'm going to really consider them. Brands that are into fashion and like brands. Yeah, and then podcasts. I like working with podcast brands. So those are four of the brands I consider.
Okay, okay then. Okay, so let's also, as we wrap up tonight's show, wrap up, I said sure, as we wrap up this Sell Yourself series, it's been an incredible time with Messi as the problem solver. I don't like calling them job seekers. I like calling them problem solvers because they are solving problems. Before they pass through the stage to be on this call with me, they have been quizzed. They have been to different sessions with me as to how to improve their chance of getting the job. And I think she has done a good job by by telling us tonight why she believes that you can add a lot of value to your brand. But I want to say this is probably going to be my last question for you, Messi. Is what would you say to a brand that is looking to hire a social media manager and is watching this right now, or will watch this later, and will watch with anticipation to get it to be the social media manager? Why do you think that brand needs you as the social media manager there?
Your brand presence cannot simply thrive online without social media managers. I've met many people that try to manage their business themselves because they think it's just posting online and they have failed. So please, if you have a social media manager who is working hard to bring sales in for your company and are you actually making money from it, or if you're just starting out, please value that social media manager. We spend a lot of time on research, we spend a lot of time on algorithm strength, we spend a lot of time trying to tailor your brand to be more open to the world. So please do not take social media managers for granted. It's a lot of work. I mean, well, the fact that it's my passion, I like pushing people out, I like impacting people, I like seeing smiles on people's faces when they achieve a particular goal. That's what keeps me in this business. So yeah.
Okay, I think you spoke generally on a general note to every business owner there, asking them not to underrate or underestimate the people who work in the social media space, and most likely the guys who work in their company. But now I wanted to sell yourself to a client. Why do you think you are amongst the hundreds of thousands of social media managers in the world today? Why do you think a client should engage you, Messi, as the social media manager for the brand going forward from the second half in 2024?
Hmm. I would be a perfect fit to be any brand social media because I have a passion for storytelling. I craft engaging content that will resonate with the audiences and will drive results. Then I'm also a person deeply invested in self development and growth. So I would always look out for innovative ways to impact others around me. I have skills in content writing, communication, teamwork, community engagement. And that's why I'm passionate about helping businesses like you leverage your social media platforms to reach your target audience. In my previous client, I helped him grow his social Instagram following by 30% in just 3 months. So if you are looking to boost your brand social media engagement, I can help. Just connect with me and let me tell you how I can help you achieve your social media and content creation goals. Thank you.
All right then, and please be rest assured that Messi's CV is with me. and also that she has a link. I'll put a link in the description later tonight or tomorrow as to where you can go to see the things she has done, like a file, a folder that has all of the most of the graphic details, or some of the graphic work she has done, and so that you can look at that and also get to see some of the work she has done. So far so good, and be rest assured that Mercy will deliver the goods when you engage her to be your social media manager going forward this second half. Maybe it could be from the end of this month, maybe it could be from August even, to get Mercy. She has proven to us tonight that she deserves a chance, she deserves to be heard, and can do a good job by pushing your brand forward from where it is now to the next phase. I given what you have said, Mercy, I feel very inspired to say that I trust enough that you will do a good job with any brand that engages you to be the social media manager for that particular company. Thank you for coming, everyone watching. We're glad you joined in. We've seen Kelechi engage in the comment. We've seen MC Toilet engage in the comments. We've seen Siri Emmanuel engage in the comments, and I'm glad you all did so. All right. Now, if you're wondering how to join this Sell Yourself series where you sell yourself to potential clients, you can go to bit.ly/SY session. It's on the screen right now. You can go there right away, and register to bid. Now, let me just tell you up front, July is full already. August has been taken already. September has been taken already. October has been taken already. I think there's only one slot left in October that's going to be taken, and then I know that more persons are going to show interest even when they see this video and how it's going to go viral in days to come. Thank you very much, Editoles. Thank you very much for saying God bless you for organizing this. Like, come away next Sunday. So next Sunday is the next time we're going to be having somebody different on the call, and you're going to ask the person questions as well. We are both interviewers. The only person who is not the interviewer is the person who's been interviewed. All right then. Thank you everyone for watching. I love you. See you next time. Thank you.
How will you feel if after applying for a job, you check your inbox and you get a mail from the HR of the company you applied to, asking you if you can come for a physical interview on a certain day or choose a day for a virtual interview? I can tell that you'll be very delighted and happy as you now have the opportunity to sell yourself to the interviewers. But the reverse is the case when you don't get a call or a mail. It can be very depressing. On this episode, I will share with you 5 things you may not be doing right and you need to change. My name is Oluwapelumi, where I'm a master of ceremonies, TV host, and a voiceover artist. Welcome to my channel. The first thing you may not be doing right is that you have a funny email address. sexychooks@gmail.com, cutetina@gmail.com, machomoses@gmail.com. If this sounds like your kind of email address, this may be the reason you have been ignored by top companies, as this is the first thing most HR personnel see when people apply. You should use your first name and your surname instead. For example, oluwapelumiawe@gmail.com or aweoluwapelumi@gmail.com. Number 2, you have been titling your mail poorly. The subject of the mail is the second thing the HR of the company sees when your application comes in. It has to be punchy, precise, and concise. Simple example: applying for the role of a program manager or applying for the role of an accountant. Number 3, you always leave the body of the mail blank or just a few words, like find below the CV you said I should send. I made a video about how to put together good cover letter. You should check the link in the description of this particular video. Number 4, some people forget to add their CV. This sounds funny and ridiculous, but it happens. So what should you do? Before you send any application, make sure to add and attach your CV to that mail, and before you click send, do well to confirm that you have attached it and it has attached successfully. Please don't forget this. Number 5, poorly named CV. I've seen some CVs named with digits, some named with alphabets that don't align. You want to use your name as a title of the document. For example, Oluwapelumi's CV or Oluwapelumi Awe's CV. That's clean. These are the top 5 things you may have been doing the wrong way and you need to change from today. There are more videos coming, and you can subscribe so that you can get notified every time I post a video like this. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you learned in the comments.